The purpose of the screencast is to introduce certificated administrators to the new evaluation process that we will be moving to in the online format using a tool titled Rubrix. If you recall, we have been using paper and forms for several years, and while it has worked, it hasn't been the most effective use of time, energy, and resources. So as I walk down memory lane, remember that we were given all these different forms here, and the teachers would fill them out. And as we work through certain things, for example, if a teacher is being observed on 3 standard during a given observation, he or she would have 3 different forms that would have to be filled out by the evaluator with evidence, printed and signed and copied, etc., etc. If there's a typo, you'd have to reprint. I think we all know the drill. What we're introducing after our negotiations with the Sequoia District Teachers Association is a new tool called Rubrix. And what Rubrix does is it allows the teacher to send you his or her lesson plan, and he or she will talk about which standards they are being evaluated on for the year, which standards they are seeking to meet during this given observation, and then the administrator simply can go in and create a rubric based on the standards that are being reviewed for this observation and go from there. So let's take a look at it real quickly. Just so to show you real quickly, the standards themselves are all in here already, and I broke them up one at a time, and I'll clump them together also. And each administrator will have an account, and within that account they will have the teachers that they are responsible for reviewing. So let's just do a quick review here. And we're going to do one of Mr. Obama. Let's change the date here to July. And this will be Mr. Obama's first observation. And we will just say, Mr. Obama is focusing only on standard, or CSTP, California Standard for Teacher number 2 for this evaluation. This is a both subject and reviewer sign off on it. It's summative, or is it formative? You can say it's formative, it doesn't really matter. We'll pick Obama as our subject, but all of the teachers on your respective caseload will be here. We'll do it on a rublet, and the rublet will be for CSTP 2. We'll go ahead and start our review. And you'll see here on the review that it's Barack Obama CSTP 2, the date, and this is just the standards for CSTP 2. So let's just take a look at the first one. Creating a physical environment that engages students. Has some things along here that, sub-elements we're looking for. And maybe we can say that it's proficient. And we can say Mr. Obama's seating chart lent itself to flexibility for both individual and group instruction. For example, after the lecture, students broke off into groups. The furniture has wheels on it, and Mr. Obama took advantage of this convenience. And let's say I'm using my iPad or my smartphone. I can actually take a picture of the furniture if I want to. Or maybe we're looking at a standard that talks about the lesson plan or the agenda. I can just click here on Add Media. And maybe this is an example. I'm just going to grab any picture off my computer. It's a picture of front of a book. And voila, there it is. Now let's take a look real quickly how it looks from the iPad side. So here's Rubrix on the iPad, and I can go into Sequoia Union High School District. Here's my Obama one I've been working on. I can see along the left side my standards. I can take a look here that I've selected proficient. Click up in the top right, I can see the Mr. Obama seating chart, blah, blah, what we wrote before with the picture here. So that's nice. And let's say I can go to my next standard, And I want to say promoting social development and group responsibility. Maybe it needs improvement. I can click on my thing here for notes, and I can actually have my camera come on here. And just for the sake of this, I'll just do a selfie. Selfie. And that will now be part of my observation notes. Pretty cool so far. Now, just to show how these sync across back on my desktop now, I can go into the observation of Obama here. And if I go to that standard 3 where I took that selfie of myself, there I am. And for the sake of this demo, let's just say we finished this particular standard. I come up here and I mark it as complete. And now I have the option of emailing it to the teacher prior to our meeting before we discuss it if he or she wants to review it. And that way they have time to formulate questions or maybe provide other evidence, because I can always go back and edit. So by clicking here, I can actually just put in the teacher's email address. And since this was Obama, have him as a sample, but that would send right to that person and actually send a little note too. The other nice thing is when the time does come to print, if printing is ever needed, or you can print straight to PDF and store that into a document management system. But here is all the signatures that we will hopefully convert to checkboxes once we negotiate that and just have a place to fill in the date. So that is a quick demonstration of Rubrix with the intent to hopefully cut down on a lot of paper, streamline evaluation, make things more portable, and more accessible, because a repository will be kept within this service. It is our hope that you can ask as many questions as we go along. You can reference this or any of the help videos, and we'll provide the support needed. Thank you.